Hey everyone, it's your girl Fire here, and in today's video I'm going to be making a Hennessy pineapple cake. We are on quarantine and lockdown, so if you are going to bake a cake, bake this one because it's good. Just try not to eat it all because you're going to gain some weight eating this cake. Alright, let's get started with the ingredients. First, we are going to need a pineapple cake mix. If you want to make the cake from scratch, then that's another video. That's a whole nother video in somebody else's channel. But if you want the easy way, just go ahead and get a pineapple cake mix. And we are going to make the cake according to instructions in the back. However, if you want something a little bit more rich, substitute the 1 cup of water for half and half, and then substitute the 1/3 cup of vegetable oil with butter, real sweet cream butter. You're also gonna need 1 big can of Pineapple Tidbits. I'm using the Dole brand. You can use the Walmart brand, the Kroger brand. I don't know. It doesn't matter as long as you have it in tidbits. And we're gonna use that same can for our Hennessy Glaze. So I have here some brown sugar. Dark brown sugar would do if you have that. And then the same can, we're going to use the pineapple juice that's in it. And then, of course, you're going to need some Hennessy. You're going to need some Hennessy. If you don't have Hennessy, don't want to buy Hennessy, don't like the taste of Hennessy, then you can use rum. A really dark spice rum would be nice too. But we're going with the Henny today. And just a quick reminder, all the measurements and the ingredients will be in the description box. So if you want to know the specifics, go ahead and check it out there. And lastly, you're going to need some frosting. I'm using cream cheese frosting. You could use buttercream if you want to, but cream cheese frosting is my favorite. But more on this later. Let's get started with the Hennessy Glaze. I pour the Hennessy into the pot and then I start to cook it. It took me 2 minutes to get the alcohol out of the Hennessy base. So if you want yours a little bit more boozy, cook it less than that, and then you can get everybody drunk off the cake. But however, I didn't want that, so I cooked it off, added the sugar, added the pineapple juice, and constantly stirred it until it became a little bit more thicker and more of a glaze consistency. You put it off to the side and let it cool down, and we're going to use that later. So while the Hennessy Glaze is cooling down, let's get started with the cake. I add in the butter and 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. I also add in the cake mix and give it a stir until it reaches a crumbly texture. And then I gradually add in the half and half, just so I can have more control on how much liquid I'm putting into this cake, because we're going to add in the wet pineapple tidbits and we don't want it to be overly soupy. So that's why I do it this way. Now that our pineapple cake mix is just combined, I'm going to fold in the pineapple tidbits. If you want an extra boost in pineapple flavor, do not skip this step. If you don't want the pineapple chunks in there, then you can definitely just use pineapple extract. But this just makes it more decadent. Moving along, it's time to bake our cake. So I'm putting the cake mix into this foil pan and I'm going to bake it for 15 to 20 minutes, checking at the 17th minute mark to see if it's overcooked or undercooked. It's just an evaluation, so make sure that you check at least with 17 minutes because this cake does not take no more than what, 20 to 25 minutes to be completely done. Using the back of my spoon, I'm just going to smooth out the batter from side to side to make sure that it's leveled and even all the way across the pan. And I'm going to top it off with some more pineapple. Just a quick tip for future references: if you would like to bake this cake in 2 tiers, I actually highly suggest you do it that way. It looks more visually pleasing, especially if you're taking this to like a friend's house or you're giving it away. But 2 tiers is actually way better than 1. So 2 round cake pans, you half the batter, put it in the oven for the same amount of time, and then you assemble it in 2 tiers. Our cake is baking. In the meantime, let's get started with our cream cheese frosting. I like this cream cheese frosting, however, I don't like it by itself. I always end up adding stuff to it because it's overly sweet, and you know, the consistency of it is pretty tough. As you can see, like, it's not spreadable at all. It's not rich and creamy, it's just sweet with not enough cream cheese flavor. So that's why I add in more cream cheese on my own, softened butter, and a little bit of that Hennessy Glaze. I then whip it with the mixer so that it's a lot more lighter and spreadable when it's time to assemble the cake. Now that the cake is out of the oven and it has cooled for at least an hour, I'm going to start poking holes in it. I'm using a chopstick. If you have a straw, you can use that. Just use what you have. Don't make big, gigantic holes, but make small holes, just enough for the Hennessy Glaze to soak into the bottom. So I want it to evenly soak from top to bottom. And I actually didn't use all of the Hennessy Glaze. I had a little bit left over, but I didn't want to put it on the cake to where it'll get soggy. So use what you need and leave what you don't. Once the Hennessy Glaze is soaked up, you can go ahead and start frosting. I don't like a lot of frosting on my cake, so I only put what I need, and of course store away what I do not. And after this, you let it chill for 1 hour or overnight, and then you can start to eat it. Now, I'm no cake decorator, so this cake isn't gonna look as pretty as I want it to be. If you're looking for perfection, you better go ahead and go on to Food Network, okay? But I can guarantee you that it does taste good. It has a really nice crumbly texture. It's dense, it's decadent, and it's rich, and it's good, okay? But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.